for joining me for your November 2018 Astro Tarot forecast. I am shuffling the Haunted House Tarot that I used in my most recent psychic reading uploads, and that's by Sasha Graham. I'll just be choosing a few cards at the end of the astrology forecast. Let's get into this month. Thank you for subscribing and for your support on this channel. We've got a lot going on, and we start with our new moon on the 7th. In Scorpio at 15 degrees. So this is the 4th house of home and environment. And Leo is expanding this area. There could be a move for you. There could also be you moving in and establishing a foundation in a new way. There's a new space that's afforded to you. There's also the new connection to any maternal energy in your life. Maybe your mother is moving in for a while. There is a new foundation in your life, and I want to say either property or way of living that's available for Leo and Leo rising. Please watch your ascendant and your moon sign for a full dose of the cosmos. On the 8th, we have a Jupiter transit. Jupiter has been in Scorpio for a full year, and on the 8th, he moves into Sagittarius until the 2nd of December of 2019. This is the 5th house, baby. This is the 5th house of true love and romance, but also of fun, of gambling, of pleasure, leisure, passion, dating, light-hearted connections. So Jupiter works effortlessly in Sagittarius because he governs that zodiac sign. So when that planet is in this sector of the astrology, he can work some magic like no other. There is the expansiveness of your romantic entanglements. You could be taking it up a notch and getting engaged. You could also be finding new love in your life. And where Jupiter's energy is, there's positivity. So there's more hopefulness and optimism in terms of your dating life, love life. Also, your relationship with your children is expanding, and your own personal creativity. So this is an exciting time. And since Jupiter is moving into a fire sign, all of this trines the planetary placements that you have for Leo, filtering harmonious, benevolent abundance into your 1st, 5th, and 9th house sectors. So this is an important transit for Leo as well, because for all of the fire signs, there is prosperity available in these areas. Mars makes a transit on the 15th into Pisces through December 31st of 2018. Mars being fire and stamina, will, energy, drive, passion, sex, determination, physical activity. Pluto is sex, but Mars is physicality too, and even aggression, a little bit of feistiness there in your 8th house of sex and intimacy. I think Leo is really intrigued by a relationship or a partnership effective November, and even going on through all of 2019. There is a lot of love, and throughout the closure of this year, while Mars is in this 8th house sector, sharing resources with your partnership, inspiring you in your intimacies, and making you more sexually active as well. This is a definite physical placement. And watch your tone in when Mars is there with your relationships, your intimate relationships. There is an aggressiveness to you in that sector, so you want to tread lightly. You don't want to be overbearing in the boudoir. On the 16th, Venus goes direct at 25 degrees of Libra, and this will create some harmony in your 3rd house of local travel and communication and siblings. Clearing up any old wounds that you have with siblings at this time is important throughout the rest of the month from the 16th on. Mercury goes retrograde the same day Venus goes direct on the 16th through the 6th of December. And he retrogrades at 13 degrees of Sagittarius in a fire sign, the same sign that Jupiter enters. So reviewing old romantic entanglements can come into the picture. You might be hearing from previous love interests. Mercury retrogrades in a sector. It brings in a nostalgia And a nostalgia in the 5th house is old lovers. So you might be hearing from a few, and they tend to come out of the woodwork in a retrograde. I don't care how many years it's been. It doesn't matter. It could be 7 years. It could be 10 years. I feel like you could have someone curious about how you are. On the 22nd, the sun enters Sagittarius as well. So conjunct Jupiter and a Mercury retrograde in the 5th house, there's a lot of love going on, and passion, creativity. I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for this month. There's also a full moon on the 23rd at 0 degrees of Gemini, bringing a full culmination and an awareness to the 11th house of social media and the internet, devices, your social connections. Some of you are getting off of Facebook and social platforms. Some of you are closing the door, completing goals, the 11th house of tasks and goals and wishes, wish fulfillment. If you've obtained a vision on your vision board, take it off and replace it with a new vision. I feel like my vision boards are ever changing. I make one every year, but when I finish a goal, I take the picture right off and I'm like, okay, let's keep it going for the rest of the year. I think that's what this is for you. Keep your goals, keep checking them off, and keep adding new ones onto the list. This is a year that you can handle a creative task, a performance. All things are artistic, and promoting yourself online could happen. And taking control over your own business, being an entrepreneur, is really the theme of the 5th house too. So there's a lot going on here. And pregnancy. Let's talk about the fertility aspects of all of this. Jupiter is in the 5th house. There could be a bun in the oven, no lie. You are expanding in the fertility sector. So if you are age appropriate and you are having sex, just keep that in mind, because this could be like, I didn't think this was going to happen. Surprise! There's just a lot, and this would be happiness. There's a jovial energy in the 5th house, and it's kind of like a double entendre, because the 5th house is happiness and fun, and then Jupiter's in there. So I'm just excited for this. Let's see what comes up in the tarot. I'm curious also to see if these cards match the ones that were drawn for you in the month's psychic reading. So please feel free to watch that. Leo, should you require private counsel, I'm at audreyalison.com. And here is your first card. It was reversed, and it's the Knight of Coins. So it's really important for you, even throughout all of this fun, to protect your health and your wealth. You don't want to be reckless and careless just because Jupiter's in the 5th house. I mean, you'll get away with a lot more than you would normally in this month or the year, but don't forget what's truly important. It's not so much how much fun you're having, but you need to be good to yourself and watch your daily maintenance of the body. 9 of Wands. This is so beautiful. She's coming out of a labyrinth. Or maybe she's entering it. No, she's coming out of the labyrinth. And this is about activity around you, competition. And maybe you're inspired by other people at this time. But there's a need to protect yourself and to feel a little bit guarded and out of people's vision. Oh, I think a lot of you are getting off of certain social media platforms with that closure in your 11th house. Well, the star, for you creative artists and performers, the star is here to say, get on the stage. Make yourself seen and heard and have fun doing what you're passionate about, because this could be a really strong time for you to be received in a way that you weren't the first time around, and that's a message. Some of you were in projects, bands, music projects, the moon, that didn't succeed, and you're getting a second chance. And the moon, you knew this would happen. You're intuitive about this. You've got 2 major arcana cards, the full moon on the 23rd in Gemini, and the moon here is trying to say maybe that time frame, the end of the month, you could be really intuitively picking up on your path and direction and who you're meant to align with, who you're meant to work with, and the right partnerships for you in creative projects. Leo, I hope this was helpful. I'm wishing you a beautiful Thanksgiving. There's so much to be grateful for. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.